Hello and welcome to week 10 of the advanced half-distance training plan from Scientific Triathlon. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are enjoying your training. This week we are in week 2 of the strength and stamina block that we started last week. Volume this week is 17 hours nominally, but the range is anywhere from 15 hours 10 minutes to 18 hours 45 minutes, depending on adjustable durations and optional workouts. So this is a progression compared to last week, where we were at 16 and a half hours almost, and now we're up to 17 hours, which is the biggest nominal weekly volume that you'll have in the program. The week's workouts are very, very similar to last week, just some small progressions and, well, some slight changes in the swim workouts in particular are maybe varying a bit more. The bike and run are essentially the same, with some progressions in certain workouts, and in others they are exactly the same. One main piece of coaching tip before going into a discussion on specific workouts is to continuously assess your fatigue, because as we discussed last week, you are training at a high volume now, you are accumulating a lot of time at kind of moderate intensity, so things like caloric demands are high and so on. If you feel that you're accumulating fatigue slightly more than you would like to, and by that I don't mean that you should never feel tired. I mean that basically on a week-to-week basis, or during a week, you might have days when you're more tired and days that you're less tired. But on average, week 10, you shouldn't be more tired than week 9. Week 11, you shouldn't be more tired than week 10. It should be fairly similar from week to week. And if you feel that you are actually getting more tired than you were the week before on average, then maybe consider skipping optional workouts and shortening some of the adjustable duration workouts as a first step, and see if that helps. Make sure that you practice proper intensity control, of course. Don't go any harder than is prescribed. That is one of the most common mistakes. But if you still find that you run into issues, then maybe taking an unscheduled day off might also be an option. Remember that these training plans they should be used as tools to help you get your best performance. They're not a step-by-step guide, paint by numbers. That's unfortunately not how endurance sports work. So you need to be the CEO of your own athletic progress and see the training plan as kind of like an advisory board member that helps you on the way. And another thing that I want to mention just quickly is, if you are keen on improving your swim, then definitely remember to do these added sets of swimming that we have once per week, which adds more volume and more quality to your swimming, because usually, unless it's an easier week, a very easy week, then we will add some threshold swimming or some faster than threshold swimming or things of that nature. So you will be benefiting a lot from adding that to your swim. Then the other couple of reminders is, don't neglect the strength and conditioning. They should be done just as diligently as swimming, biking and running. And also do not neglect things like hill sprints, strides, sprints, etc. Those might look like small details, and in a way they are, but they're also important details that will help you become a better athlete, both in the short and the long term when done consistently over time. All right, so let's look at a few workout highlights. First, we have a pure threshold swim this week. Remember last week we had a tempo/threshold with progressing up from like a steady moderate pace, but this week we jump straight into it in the main set. And this workout is prescribed such that you should pace it on feel. RPE here should be 7 or 8 out of 10. So you should feel that, okay, at this pace I can swim for a sustained distance or duration, but any faster and I will quickly fatigue. Well, that is kind of the definition of threshold. So that's what you should feel like. RPE, you would usually say, is a 7 or an 8 out of 10 at that point. A note here that you select your recoveries within this range, and that's something that we have in some other plans, some other workouts in the plan as well. And yeah, then you get a pace obviously that you swim at based on your effort level, and you should sustain that through this first set of 200s. And note that pace, remember it, and then just hold that pace in the next round, which is 8 times 100, with shorter recoveries, and then hold or increase even further as you go down to the 50s. So this is all hinging on the fact that you need to be in tune with your body when you're pacing. choose the right pace and feel the effort level, and then it is a very, very beneficial workout. When you swim on race day, you will be swimming to a perceived effort. Better start training that now, because it's really, really important for swimming performance on race day. The swimming performance in a triathlon is not just about who's the fastest over 1,000 meters with a tempo trainer and form goggles and all the gadgets. It's a lot about being able to pace and being able to swim the race, to feel and find that highest level of sustainable effort. That's what we're doing here. Then we have the next few workouts, the lactate shuttling progression. Instead of 3 times 12, 5 times 9, but it's very similar. The hill reps are the same as last week. Remember what we discussed about pacing them to power, running power, or to RPE, or to heart rate. There are different options there, and it is a flexible workout, so you can adjust the durations as needed and just get that total time in. Then we have the weekend workouts that I also want to highlight. They are the same essentially as last week. I believe they are exactly the same, unless, let me see here. I should have checked this. Actually, we have one small change, if not two. No, one. This is very much on the fly. One change, which is that in the hilly endurance run, we have the fast finish effort is 20 minutes at the end instead of 15 minutes. So why did I open the bike workout? This is not going so well with this recording, but I'll keep it there, keeping it real. So this is 20 minutes progressing from 15 minutes. And in both of these workouts, these weekend workouts, make sure that you think back, reflect back to last weekend, how your workouts went, how you performed, and how you can make the most out of this weekend. So for example, if I was following this plan last weekend, I might have stayed doing this workout, staying more on the lower end of the power prescription range, because I've never done this workout before in this theoretical example, and I don't know exactly what it will feel like. So I will want to make sure that I can finish it properly and feel reasonably good at the end. So I would stay at the lower end of the range. But then, let's say things went well. I think I managed everything and it wasn't too crazy. Then this week, perhaps I want to be a bit more ambitious, and I might know already that, oh, actually I can stay at the higher end of this range, and it will be a lot more challenging, but I will be able to finish it by working hard. So that's an example of how you can use knowledge gained the previous weekend to make the most of your training this weekend. The same, of course, goes for any other workout in the plan, and that is why we typically repeat very similar weekly structures for several weeks before moving on to something else, or that's one of the reasons, I should say. Remember, finally, that the brick run can be done separately if you prefer that. It doesn't have to be off the bike, but it is a nice one to do off the bike if you are able to. And I believe that is it for this week. I hope you have a good one. Enjoy your training, and I'll talk to you next week.